Hi there folks, this is Rob back for a late night sort of review and vlog. And I've had a couple of pints, and because I haven't really had a chance to celebrate Christmas or New Year too much this year because I've been so busy, I thought I'd take the opportunity to finish off a few beers with you and take a look at Fort Max, because cheers by the way, and I'm going to open another bottle now actually, why not. So yeah, Fort Max. That's the clock going. Oh good, so I'm going to go for the full circle. Right then, pint of hobgoblin, good stuff. I've been mixing it a bit tonight, different beers, shouldn't be doing that. I don't actually often drink, not these days, but I could get used to it, can I tell you. Right then, listen to this. Magic. Yes, lovely. That's what we want. Oh yes, that's got a very dark flavour. Much different to the blonde beer I've just drank, which was, yes, Witchcraft. Very nice. Right then. Cheers to 2014, guys. To all the new subscribers and to Transformers, and being 30 this year, which I guess I should look forward to, because it's pretty cool being the same age as Transformers. And I hear that the film comes out on the 27th, possibly, of June, which is my birthday, which is really weird. So, I've been looking at this guy, and I still haven't put the stickers on, but I'm just absolutely amazed at this. And he is a Transformer that when you get him in hand, he's better than what you actually expect he's going to be, which is cool. I should point out this, but it's about 2:30 in the morning, so I'm sorry if I've fallen asleep as usual. I always say that, I'm usually up late. But yeah, I'm just completely blown away with this thing. I've had a day off today and I've been doing all sorts, but mainly I've been staring at this guy and picking up occasionally and changing him. And I was still getting my head around it, because I just can't believe the size of the thing when I look at it compared to other toys that I've been used to, like for instance this one. Let me hold this up, give you some idea of the size, right? So we got this guy, and when I was a kid, this next toy was considered to be, whoops, that's the sword going. Sorry, it's only that behind me. This toy was considered to be huge. Power Master Prime. Look at the size of that. That's the bottom of his foot, and his head is just, well, it's about level with his knee really. So this is my old one from when I was a kid. Well, it's not my original one, but there's a story behind that. But this one I did have when I was a kid, and he's been in the loft for a few years now, and he's pretty dusty, but he's in not too bad nick. I mean, look at that, that is just ridiculous. The size of this thing is absolutely incredible, and the weight too. I have had a bad back, and lifting it actually hurts. He weighs quite a bit. Pardon me. This sword. Yeah, the sword could be a toy in its own right, for God's sake. This is going to be much reviewers talking about. This is just mind-blowing. The sword itself doesn't even fit in the camera, I have to lean right back. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely amazing. Here's G1 Cliff Jumper, yeah? And there's one of Fort Max's guns. I mean, this is just wicked. It's amazing. Same thing with Metroplex Generations 1, it's huge, but even though Metroplex is taller, this guy is just so bulky. It's everything's massive on it, and it's just crazy. So we've got his gun here, which again it's huge. So if I took G1 Hot Rod, Fort Max's gun is bigger than G1 Hot Rod, and it's just mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. Just take a sip of beer. The thing is though that I can remember like hugging onto this when I was a kid and stuff and taking it everywhere, and now it seems tiny. But this guy makes you feel like a kid again, basically. It's just so much G1 awesomeness. And it's just so damn huge. It's just absolutely incredible. I haven't put any stickers on it yet, and I've transformed it a bit. I think I'm looking at the modes on the box now. I don't know if I've got them all, but it's all this like clicking. And this, like, you can grab my whole hand around his fist. It's just huge. You have to really like manhandle it, transform it, and you have to be careful with your bloody fingers too, because it can pinch and it can bloody hurt. So let's take his head off a second. So that's Cerebros there. We've got a spike in there. Oh, put that down a second. So just try and transform a bit of this. So if I, whoops, don't drop it. If I pull this bit up, I think no. Let's put the arms up first. Right out of the way. This is just incredible. Especially it's been out of the box a day, and it's, you know, I bought a G1 reissue stuff before, but this is just a whole new thing for me, because it's, you know, as I was saying in the last video, I don't remember the original Diaclone stuff being new in the shop so much, except for the early 90s gold boxing of various characters that come out. I think it was called the Classics line then, actually, but it was a different Classics line to the one we know today. And yeah, even then I was like getting to be about 10 or something. But these are what I remember, you know, the Headmasters and the Target Masters, yeah, the late 80s stuff, and it's got a completely different vibe to it, really. It's very futuristic and just super cool and amazing. I love it, even though it's blocky and weird. But I really love it, and I wish there was more of the Headmaster stuff. I wish that the Rebirth had gone on a bit longer. So I got that bit. Now you have to be really careful not to get your fingers. So I hope you can see this. It's really difficult to do. But I keep my fingers out of the way, because this thing could have your fingers off. You know, it's definitely not for kids. I'd say this was a toy that was made for adults to play with their kids and supervise them in it. So, however, I would have loved this as a kid, I tell you. I had Scorponok. I've still got Scorponok in the loft, which is tiny compared to this. Ouch! Just knocked myself out with that then. So that's one bit folded up, and then this one. Oh Jesus! Like that, and then I think we twist. I've got some bits in the leg there. So this is the bit you see. You gotta get your fingers in that. You can cut your bloody fingers off. There we go. That hurts. Ooh. And you can't really beat. Them ratchets are strong. It is just awesome. So we've got, I think that's kind of, let's see the box here. Pardon me. Yeah, I think that's A mode nearly. Let's get this round. So I've not really, I've just been playing around with this. I've not done anything seriously following the instructions. I've always been blown away with how many options there are. There's so many things that you can flip out and change around. I think that's the way it's supposed to be. You know, it's a very imaginative and creative toy that you can do all sorts with. There's this door here. I mean, if you get the perspective on this, yeah, it really does look like a city, and it looks massive. I mean, that looks crazy. It's shiny, which makes it look like it's actually made out of metal, kind of. Use your imagination. These huge guns here. It's just mind blowing. Got this bit that comes down. We've got the parts in here for, I can't remember his name. That one slipped me. The part former dude. We'll call him part former dude. I mean, this is wonderful. I had the Countdown base when I was a kid, and we used to play. I can remember it. I lived in up Holland near Billinge, near St Helens in Wigan. And I had some friends there that were called Alex, James, Stephen, or Steve, and Craig. Craig saved my life. That's once we was running around to see his nan's house that had been burning, and the fire brigade had been around to put it out, and they left a manhole cover open. I went down, it was hanging on my fingers over a storm drain, and I shouted for him and he come back and pulled me out, so I've never forgotten that. But I remember we used to play Transformers a lot, and we used to watch the series and watch the movie, and one kid had to toy Clonus, and we all had different toys, and we used to get together and we used to use our imagination and play with these things and create big battles, and we used to have bases set up behind the sofa or behind the TV and out in the garden. It was absolutely wonderful, really good fun. Much better fun, I'd imagine, than kids have playing on iPhones these days. Fun though that is, but definitely these were cool, and if we'd had this, they would have been incredible. You know, we had I had Scorpion and Countdown. I used to have them set up, and the trailer off Powermaster Prime here. I used to pretend it was Autobot City and things like that. Didn't have Metroplex, always wanted it. Didn't even know that you could get this. But if we could have got this back then, wow, it would have been incredible. And it still is now. It's been worth the wait, definitely worth the wait. So you can do whatever you want with this, and you've got a little cockpit here where you can put somebody in. And you've got this bit that I've got hidden around here, which I can't get out at the moment, but you can swing that out to be a big gun. You've got this little hatch here that opens up. I don't know how much of this you can see, but it's just incredible. The playability factor here is just crazy. And oh, sorry if I'm burping. Here, you've got a little hatch on the side that opens up, and you can drive a car in there. And you can open up this door at the front. And if you come around the back here, there's a little lift that you can wind up, which you'll have seen before, but if I do that, you won't be able to see it. Yeah, you can just about see it coming down there. You put a car in there, wind it up, and then you get up to here, you press this lever, and the car will shoot out the bottom. It's just, it's nuts. And there's something else here. I just see this little wheel that rotates. Oh, I know what that's for. And that's for the other part. Let me go into the other leg. So, got a jail cell here, which is wicked. So you open that down, and then open this up, and then I've got loads of bits inside here. I think it's this piece here goes onto there. Yeah. So you can just spin that around. And I remember seeing this little part here in one of the scenes. I think this looks very familiar from the movie. I mean, that door there looks very reminiscent of when the Insecticons get shut out and you got Megatron flying up here saying breach their defences. That's it. It's wicked. It really is absolutely mind-blowingly good and very, very heavy. So what we got in here? We've got a sword. I think that's for Cerebros. We've got a little gun, probably for Cerebros as well, and another one. Then got these other two guns which fit onto the platformer dude. And you got your jail cell there, so we could put somebody in. Let's put this little bugger in. Blight. So, and this is the cool thing now, is that we've got this figure back in the 80s, but there's been so many little figures now that these things have actually got a lot more fun value attached to them now because of all the little Legends dudes that we have these days. And putting this with Generations Metroplex, having the two of them together, you know, it's going to be amazing. I want to be a kid again. It's, you know, you want to get on the floor and play with it. It'd be awesome. And why not, eh? Never too old to have fun. You only get old if you let yourself. So, you've got these ramps here, and you could probably flip those up if you wanted to, you know, stop the enemy getting in. And you've got these little launch ramps that you could just shovel across really fast, and the car will go flying up there. It's wonderful. So that's one mode. Now, let's see what else we can do with this. Just going to put this down a second and give my arms a rest. I hope you can understand this because I don't often drink. I've only had a couple of pints, but knackered. Probably slurring my words a bit. So, but it's all in good fun, eh? Now this is the box, which is amazing. I've had this in front of the Christmas tree over there, and I'm going to take a picture of it because I'll just look at that and think, yeah, that's what it would have looked like if it was gone for in the 80s, because this box is pretty much I think nearly exact to the original, rather than it being like a new style box like that, commemorative reissue. I was just looking at it proud. Let's get that right around. But I do remember this artwork, and I remember seeing that because I had the Headmaster's tape when I was a kid, and I'm pretty sure that it was all 3 episodes of the Rebirth run into one whole thing, and it might have had a, I don't know, I remember it being classified as like the movie 2 is what we thought of it, because it didn't have any interlude parts in the video, I can remember, and it's just like one thing all the way through, and we loved it, and there was this hope that there'd be more, and there wasn't. It was crap, that. And seeing this artwork at this size is fantastic, because you can really notice more what's going on. I know there's one bot here that I really want to get, one of the monster bots. I think, is it Double Cross? I can't remember, but I really love that guy. He's wonderful. I've got to get my hands on him someday. So, let's see what we can do with this thing then. So yeah, that was pretty much the city mode, sort of, except for the fact that we ain't got guns on it everywhere. And I know that there's a 4th mode that the Collector 75 shown, which I actually think is really nice, where the legs are flayed out and it looks like a wall. I think that's really cool, and I'm surprised they haven't included that as a, another mode. Right then, so let's have a look. If we get this big gun here, and stick it on the side, and the other gun, stick that on the side of this tower here. So you've got those there. That looks cool straight away. I think the prototype, by the way, had this swapped the other way around. I was talking to Wolfgang 1 about it, and I think he was saying he was going to see if he could swap it around the other way, which would be bloody cool. But it'd be cool if that could rotate. And this reminds me, actually, I've had a memory come back now of when I was a kid. I had a Manta Force. Manta Force is this big ship. It's like you held it at the top by a little handle, and it's like it's separated a bit like the Enterprise D on Star Trek. And it had loads of little robot figures, and that was awesome. And it was like this. It was huge. Not as huge as this, but yeah. So we've got guns at the back. Lift these up. Guns here, guns there. Storage, ramps, everything. Little hatch here that you can open up. So, and a hatch there. So you can put, sorry, there you go, Cerebros in there, or whoever you want. And it is wonderful. I can't say enough good things about this. Definitely, if you're thinking about getting this and on the fence, because I was, I was thinking, oh no, I don't need it. Trying to convince myself, and then I watched Mr. John 35's video on it, and then the Collector 75's video on it, and I just thought, no, you know what, you only live once, and I'm going for it. I'm glad I did, because this is just really good fun. It's nice. So if I take these legs out now, oh, and this bit, to show you this, can come out. And you could do all sorts of this. You could probably make your own variations on the theme. So you've got that that's come out now, and you can swing it around wherever you want, at the front or the side. You could have so much fun with this. It's just, I mean, looking on the camera here, it just reminds me of the movie so much. And to be honest with you, I would say it is actually more fun than Metroplex potentially. As much as I really love Metroplex and it's got the articulation, this is a much more stable figure. You know, you ain't gonna fall over or collapse on you. Well, hopefully not. It's the ratchets are so powerful on it, it's just crazy. So, but I wouldn't pass any of them, to be honest with you, just go for it. They're both wonderful. So what am I doing with this one now? I think it's this is the one that's almost like his bot mode. So I have to do this off camera. It's quite hard to, but I've just basically put that around like that. So, and then this comes down. So I'll do this next one. Oi, that splits open. That just clips in at the top like that. But everything is so solid on this, it's just nuts. Rotate that round. Oh. Right. So That's interesting. It's sort of lolling a bit there. Mind you, it's the weight. So this is getting there, I think. Yeah, this is pretty much the other mode. It's just like a very spaced out version of what we had before, and it's like the spaceship mode. So, and yeah, it does look cool like this, even though it isn't really. I suppose, you know, it is what it is, but that's supposed to be the spaceship mode. And again, it's just absolutely massive, you know. And you can put your guns again wherever you want. There's just so many options of this, it's just nuts. So you could even put stuff in the feet there. There's like little holes. It's crazy. So I think you should call these toddler formers there, because it's they're about the same size, it seems. Now I'll just show you something funny. I'll put this back into bot mode. These you have to be careful of, like a double hinge, and they fold over and then clip in here quite firmly, to be honest. Okay, let's have a laugh with this now. Fortress Maximus, and definitely lives up to his name. And he's a bit of a boy, I think, because what the designer's thinking of with this, look at it, that is the biggest robo erection ever, isn't it? That is just crazy. So, a bit of a funny thing there. So, hope you find that funny or amusing. So, split it now, a bit painful. Bring them around here. So, in his robot mode, clip those in. To watch them tabs, but they do clip in quite securely. That's it. There we go. I think that's got it. Yeah. So back to a huge bot mode. Now you can lift his arms up. Then you punch me in the head like that, then, and then you bring these bits around here, and he's got his hip cannons. And you bring the arms back down. If you so decide, these ramps that are on the back of his arms can unclip if you want to, but I'm going to leave them where they are. In here we've got arm cannons, and then the wrists rotate, and we've got these bits that come up, then more cannons in the hands, and do the same thing here, and oh, they're already out, so there we go. I've already been messing this up, so they're flush like that normally, and then you can just push them around. And I think it's not the Clet 75, it might have been. Oh, Mr. John said if you get it halfway, it's easier to then flip up that and then rotate. So you got that there. I just flipped it back down again. It's not too bad to get it out of that, to be honest. So this guy is you can position these where you want, really heavily armed. So he's got guns in his legs, guns in his wrists, guns in his arms, guns in his hips. You've got this bit that opens up here, and this bit can lift up, probably for the base mode bit, which I've probably missed. But I will have another look at this in the future. I just wanted to show you now while I've been unboxing it before I put the stickers on. And this bit here, that opens up. Again, you can get that there in this bot mode. And the other thing is, if you lift up this, you can, I thought this was really cool, in there, you can see it, but there's like the red ramp lift thing, and you can see it there, and you can rotate this bit, and it goes back, and it reveals like a compartment, so, which, oops, as a kid you could use your imagination and have it as like a cushion wall, or maybe a way into the bot itself. So it's definitely a really amazing thing for you to use your imagination with, which is what these toys were about. Whoa. It's far to me now. Big chappy looks of it, looks of it. Wow. Put these cannons back in. And that's without the guns as well, you know, it's just got these uber guns to hold. Absolutely armed to the teeth you can see why poor Scorpion would have no chance against this dude. And it makes Unicron look small, I'll tell you. The toy that is. Right, let's get this guy back to some sort of normal sort of a stance. Right then, put him down here. So, onto this thing. Now, see. This thing, it concerns me because the legs are very stiff on this part. But going this way we're okay. I'll take Spike off a second. So you can unfold his legs here, like this. So you've got the head at the back, the legs down like that. And then this bit comes up and covers up the face. So you get a bit of a backpack, but I don't mind that. And the arms come out like this. Lift it up. Open the fists. Just swing out. And there we have Cerebros. And then if I open this little door, which you have to be careful at the bottom that it doesn't snap, holding it there. There's nothing going on there. So, leave that like that. Now here we have Spike. There we go. And he is really nice. The plastic quality on this is fantastic. But at the same time, there's something about it that makes me think it's not quite the same as it used to be. I could be wrong, it could be just that it's fresh, but it is very good, there's nothing wrong with it. And there's probably nothing at all, probably just me worrying, but it feels more like waxy to me than absolutely rock solid. And looking at some of the reissue stuff, let's have a look at this sip of beer actually. Cheers again. Oh, that's nice. Like a hot rod. This is a G1 hot rod which I picked up last year, and I've always wanted a proper G1 hot rod, and I'm glad I got him. I wouldn't have bothered with him because I had got the reissue, but I've noticed with the reissue that the plastic isn't quite as good as it appears to be. But underneath here, let me show you this. I mean, this has been played with shitloads over the years, and it's absolutely as good as the day it was made. I can remember playing with this when I was a kid, even though I didn't have it. I always wanted it because I love hot rod. But in here, you'll see on the reissue ones, I've had 2 of them, stress marks appear here and all around different weak points in this plastic. On the original one, it doesn't, and I've always noticed the original one looks different to the reissue somehow. And putting them next to each other, I can realise what that is, that this plastic on the original is so dense and solid, and the colour is so, the pigmentation is so strong, it's not translucent hardly at all, you know, but the newer ones, the reissue ones, do have slight translucent and thinner quality to them. Not thinner as in physically thinner, but thinner like chemically, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so the original stuff, I'd still go for it over the reissue, I think. Sometimes, you know, depending on what it is. If it was a Sharkticon, then I wouldn't bother because I'm not going to pay 500 quid for that, and that knockoff that I got is really good. So, you know, it's toy by toy. I don't think you can just make a sweeping statement. You just got to, well, take your chances, I suppose. So, I am waffling on now, aren't I? Bloody hell. So there we go. Spike. So what we do, yeah, you can lift his arms up. I will do it on this one because they are quite loose actually, and his arms go up, but they can break off, so I won't do it too often. And they look fine with their arms down anyway. So I'm surprised actually that they didn't take the opportunity to re-engineer them by putting metal pins on them rather than having just plastic. There you go. So these legs flip over. You've got some articulation there that they can bend at the knee, and at the hip, so you can sit them down and things like that. But that just folds over like this. And to be honest, the fit on these arms is not as good as the original one. So I've seen loads of headmasters over the years, and they don't even want to fit on properly. So I might actually take the screw to this and see what's going on with this. But the one on the right hand side is wanting to lift. Yeah, and it isn't broken. It's just been like that anyway since I had it, but it doesn't bother me too much. it's the big guy that I got it for, and most of the time I'll be having it displayed like that anyway. So, pardon me, this bit flips over like all of them, and you get the nice face there. I always thought it was weird though, because this looks absolutely nothing like the cartoon. It probably looks like it from the Japanese headmasters, but from even then I think there's some differences. But the colouring and everything else, I always thought that Grand Max looks much more like the Rebirth Fort Max, but even then it's different still. So you pop this in here, and then those pop up. Right, get it in properly. They're quite awkward sometimes when they're new. So there we go. So he's a powerful dude. Sorry about the clock there. It'll stop in a minute. Take a sip of beer while waiting for that clock to stop. Oh yes, lovely stuff. Well, that's going on a bit now, isn't it? Come on. There we go, thank God for that. So, we've got that there, so if we hold it again at the base, so it doesn't flex and break, and that's like that. Now, I'm not sure whose gun is who, but I'm sure it doesn't matter, you can hold any of them. There's that gun there, which is a nice little G1 gun, and you can hold that. First time he's ever held it, so there you go. That's what he looks like with that. And there's this other little gun here, which again is a very nice little G1 gun, if I can pick it up so you can see it. And there you go. Now that's a bit loose in his hand, so I take it that's for the other guy. So I'll put that to one side. This sword, however, which is a very nice beefy sword, wouldn't want to mess with that. You can hold, I'm sure you can, yeah, there you can. And it does add a lot to the figure, that is a nice letter opener. And I'm sure you could do some damage with that. But Cerebros wasn't really a fighter in the Rebirth, was he? He was a bit of a miserable sod, really. So, not wants to fight and just not even look at anything. But I suppose he helped save the day in the end with the second golden age of Cybertron coming around. So, very plain figure with that stickers. I always thought it was interesting that this figure being so big. I suppose, I mean, I like it, the colour scheme. It's quite drab, and it works for me because I think, you know, it should be like a big mysterious robot. But you'd think if you was a toy designer, you might have gone for more elaborate colours. And it's kind of strange again because in the 80s, late 80s at least, we were getting more elaborate and strange colours with things. But this is like, you know, battleship grey and light aircraft grey, white, and like dull red and a dull navy blue. But it works, you know, I love it. Nothing wrong with it, looks great. But not really what I would expect they would have gone for. So that's Cerebros. Let's give you a size comparison then. This is it Twin Cast? I forget the name now, but there he is. Nice chrome gun there. I do love the way this guy looks, and he sort of fits him well with these. So let's go for Hot Rod, who's one of his contemporaries. So Hot Rod's a wee bit bigger. Not much, scales quite nicely. This is the knockoff Henkei Prime, which is actually better than Henkei Prime. It really is. So he's a bit bigger. That scales quite nicely actually, doesn't it? It really fits. This guy, I love him, he's really cool. Really cool. Okay, I've got a few yeah, mounts, Generations Hot Zone, is it, or Hotspot? I forget the bloody name now. Blended beer. Very nice again, fits really well. Even though he doesn't really look quite right for G1, but I really love that guy. Even though he doesn't look quite right to the character, he's very G1-ish and very nice. Okay, little dude, Cliff Jumper. So again, scales quite nicely. And then Tote, which is Micromaster, and he works well. And of course, these are about contemporary with Fort Max, and work really well with it too. Really, really like these. To be honest, the older I get, you know, when you're a kid, it's everything's like going to be bigger in that. In the sense, like, this is cool because it's big, but there's something about little dudes. They get overlooked, but they are where the fun is. And I do love Micromasters. I grew up with these, and yeah, they had a bit of mystery to them because they were so cool, but we didn't really know a lot about them. They just sort of appeared. They were in the cartoon, from our perspective anyway, because they might have been in the comics, I don't know. But I always thought this was like a little Ironhide, and we used to take this to school with us, and they were brilliant. I can remember, yeah, lunchtime would come and everyone would have their Micromasters out, and we'd be playing with these and mixing with micro machines and stuff like that. But these were really, really, really cool to us growing up. I mean, I'm sure if you were a few years older and you'd, you know, if you remember buying these as Transformers a couple of years before and they were amazing, you know, then you'd be disappointed to get this, perhaps. But my generation didn't quite get those. We weren't lucky enough, and we got stuff like this. But I suppose we just appreciate it for what it was, and they are really good. I think Micromasters are cooler now than they was when they come out, especially all these big, you know, like Generations Metroplex. These come into their own now. They're very nice, and I recommend Micromasters definitely, because they're actually, you know, you think about it, they might be tiny, but they've got about as much articulation as these, and I suppose the transformations are shit for most of them, to be fair. You know, but there is the odd one that is worth it, and I'd say this guy is one of them. It's quite complex actually. You've got to pull this out and twist it around and pull it again. And he's bloody stiff for his age, which is good. And he's really, really nice. So, very nice indeed. Alright, so we get this, which comes in two parts. Oops. And that clips together like that. So we get another quite decent bot. Arm, and I'm not sure which is which, if there is a left and right, but I'll just shove that one in there for now. And this one. No, there we go. It's because I'm trying to shove it where there isn't a hole. That sounds bad, doesn't it? Right then. Little gun in the hand. And then we get this guy. God, I wish I could remember his name. He's a blue and grey dude. But very nice that they didn't have to do that, but nice use of the parts. Makes a nice little gun carrier, perhaps, little base buggy, but also a nice little robot too. And all those stuff that takes me right back, I tell you, it really does. Size comparison again. So let's give you a size comparison with Power Master Prime here. One of my favourite Transformers ever there. Absolutely brilliant. And just for the hell of it, why not? This needs a reco lately. I played the shit out of this toy, I really have. I picked that expression up off Gerard, watching too many of his videos, but there we go. Very nice. See, that's the fun, you can just change it really quick. And look at that. No great articulation to speak of, but they do look ace and they're so fun to play with. And they're just awesome. Absolutely love them. So, let's have a look at that sword again. Sword and Prime. There we go. Epic. Absolutely. This is a toy in itself, isn't it? You know. I don't think the US release got this, but it is awesome. It's just you don't need it really, but it's wicked. Just watched Pacific Rim tonight, and that reminded me of that because they ended up getting a sword out in the end. So, right then, take that gun out, and take this knife out. Take Spike off as well, I think. Now this is the bit where I have my concern with the toy. This bit's all fine. This bit really reminds me of Pretender Thunderwing, the little robot, the transformation. It's just so much like it. And because it's a bit bigger, that takes me back, because that was and still is one of my favourite toys, and that I used to take to school every day with me pretty much, and I used to pretend it was Astro Train and all sorts of other characters, Scourge, because I didn't have them, and I didn't know who Thunderwing was, so at the time. So these bits are incredibly stiff to the point that I have to like hold them and sort of get some purchase on it. And I'm not joking, they are very, very, very stiff to the point that I get worried about breaking it. I'm going to have to loosen these screws off. There we go. It does go. It's just locked. Yeah. It's breaking sweat doing that. Right, and they tab into the side of the head. Christ knows how much of this you can see, but I just thought it'd be like a bit of a vlog and a chat about Formax, and I'll do a proper review on it at some point. So I thought I might take the opportunity to be a bit more relaxed on camera by having a few beers too, because yeah, I'm still trying to relax on camera because I'm still getting used to this. It's fun. At the same time, I'm surprised that people want to watch me, so I'm very flattered that you do. So there's his head, which is pretty awesome, isn't it? They painted his eyes on, which I'm grateful for. Because, you know, if there's any stickers that you don't want to peel off, it's the eyes, you know. They really, really look cool. I mean, it's a really beautiful head sculpt, that is. It's just so Autobot and so G1. It's perfect. So that just clips on top of the body. And if I just put his guns back on, make sure I haven't lost any bits here. And the good thing is storage with this guy, you know, you can store stuff wherever you want. It's like, you can only hold this or the gun and the sword, or this and the sword. But if you, I'll show you in his hand. I think it's quite faithful to the cartoon, that, from what I remember, but that gun fits in his hand there. But if you want to store it, so you can hold the sword and that, I think this, oh god, what's the guy's name there? I watch his videos a lot and I can't remember his name. What do you think? Plasticon, yeah. He did a good video with this on, but you lift this up, whoops, and be careful of that because you knock his head off. Luckily it's landed on the carpet. Now if you slide this down here, it'll, if you make sure that they're clipped in, that is first. Yeah, so make sure that these bits are clipped in. And then you can bring this around and just drop the gun in the back and it'll just fit in there, perfect. And then you can just bring this down and it'll just clamp over it and stop it going anywhere, and that's secure. So you don't have to worry about that. You do get that actually flushing up a bit and becoming flat rather than angled. And the head, which is on the front, or Cerebros, will still fit on perfect. So you got that, and then the gun here, you can have in a hand. I think I'm sticking this hand because I think I'm less likely to knock myself with the sword. There we go. And the sword, which just clips onto here. There we go. That is absolutely mega and epic. I'm very happy I got this. I'm really happy. Just give you a size comparison with his head here. There we go. There we go. It's incredible. It is absolutely marvellous. Can't say enough good things about it. I think the only way you could top it is with Grand Max, because he's a pretender as well. So, but this is like, yeah, a double headmaster, a triple changer, or a quadruple changer rather, maybe, yeah, with the fourth base mode. I actually really like the fourth base mode, and I'm not sure if it's official transformation or how it's supposed to be, but I'll have a look at that in another video, I think, because I'm sure I'm going to want to show you again when I've got his stickers up and all over him, and I'm sure that I'll not be able to resist transforming him again, because he's just too much fun. Gives you a bit of a workout, like, you know, lifting him around. And yeah, I'd say buy him. Yeah, go and buy him now if you've got the cash and you really want a Formax, or you really want to. Hi guys, it's now 4:10 in the morning, and I'm sorry about that, but the battery went on the camera and the memory card got completely full up with Fortress Maximus, and me waffling on too and drinking nice beer. So cheers. So I'm really enjoying this talking to the camera, and I hope to do much more reviews in 2014, and also yeah, so maybe some music videos as well. I need to do some more music this year because the last couple of years I've been taken away from it for one reason or another. But I'll definitely be getting back on with that. and yeah, feel free to make requests. I've been requested to do a collection video. Now I'll try and do that, but I can't get everything set up at the moment. Everything's either packed away or on display and so-called around, so things are on shelves, other things are in drawers, and keep getting changed around, and guns and things are in biscuit tins and whatnot. So, however, I did do that video where I was drinking again and having a late night, sharing my evening with you like I'm doing now, and which is always good fun. And I had everything set up on the table over here with all the MicroMasters and the countdown base and some Legends figures, and it'd be really good fun to do something like that again. But pardon me, blowing wind off this beer. Something like that are going to be really nice to do, but maybe get Fort Max, Metroplex, Countdown, Scorponok, and Unicron. Why not? Anything that's basically set up as a base, and all the other figures scattered around everywhere, and just film it. That'd be brilliant. Have a few beers as well, and that'd be a good laugh. I'd say it'd be cool actually to set up like some sort of a party where everyone off the community got together, and I'd bring a bot party. Bring your beer of choice or alcohol of choice, whatever, wine, anything, if you drink, and if not, just turn up with a transformer and just have a social and a get together. It'd be pretty cool. But we could expand this Facebook community to do something like that, like an annual event. Maybe it'd be quite cool. So yeah, I could do a quick little review of something else while we're here. Make this a really long video. Now, firstly, go get the priorities right and open another beer. So I'm actually going to commit a stupid mistake now by mixing Stella with Hobgoblin. Okay, let's see how this goes. This is pretty good fun. Having a few drinks on YouTube, and why not? It's like a late New Year's party. I'm making the most of it, let's say, because that smells nice. I love the smell of Stella. It's great stuff. There it is, a bit lethal. And lovely sound of pouring beer again. This one's only a half, so it shouldn't be too bad. Famous last words. Cheers, guys, and to 2014. Oh God, yes. I haven't had a chance to celebrate much over Christmas because I've been busy right up to it, and spent most of it that asleep, that and in a knackered state that it passed by. I really enjoyed it. It's been great, but it's passed by so quick. I didn't even see it coming, and my mind still thinks it's November last year, but it's not. It's January, and I'm looking forward to the year. It's going to be a good year. I'm going to make the most of this one. I say that every year, but I really am going to have a good year this year. I hope, and I hope everyone else does too. And I'm hoping to definitely try and get to AA this year, and I'd like to try and pick up some bots there. I also hear of other things like Collectomania. I'd like to go to stuff like that and see how I get on. Of course, money is an issue at the moment, and as it is for a great many people in this country at the moment and the world. Things are so expensive, wages are crap, aren't they? But you gotta get by somehow. But yeah, if I went to AA, I would be going to see the people anyway. I enjoyed meeting Ray recently in Toys R Us. That was completely by accident as well, but it was just amazing. Yeah, I love Mass. He's a great bloke. And I definitely would like to go to AA to meet the people, to just get involved with the community. It's so much more fun when you can share an interest with other people, and it just becomes more real, and rather than you just being lost in your own mind with something, which I have been for a long time with Transformers. For me, it was getting the Masterpiece Prime figure when it come out, the toy I've been waiting 20 years for, and yeah, it was. I've got that, and that's what got me back into it properly, I think. And the Bay films, I know they get slagged off a lot, but and I have slagged them off in the past too. But then I've come to realise that there's just something different, and I'm very grateful that I think they're good entertainment, they're good films, and they've really, you can't deny that they've really brought Transformers back into fashion, so to speak, and there's a lot of new fans, and there's been a lot of new toys for it, and I'm all for it, to be honest. It's all good stuff, and I'm really looking forward to the fact that there's going to be a new film this year. Yeah, I don't care if it's more of the same. I would hope that there would be like a G1 film made again, but that would be brilliant, especially if it continued on from the Rebirth, and because the G1 story, there's a lot of very dark and adult themes in there, which is why it was so popular, and my mum loved it. Still does, doesn't watch it now, but I know she thinks it's a good thing, and I certainly enjoyed it for that reason. It was an intelligent cartoon. I mean, obviously it was a kids' cartoon, but they still had, if you watch it, all of the political and social themes in G1 are what I really like. It's a way of telling a story about, I suppose, humanity through non-human ways, which is what's kind of lost, I suppose, in the Bay films. It's all about, you know, the role of humans, I suppose, mostly is the fixture, but whereas Transformers is about telling a story of social justice through robots as another race, and I suppose it's just at risk of becoming another thing about robots fighting robots, which is not what it's supposed to be, not for no reason anyway, and yeah, I'll have to wait and see what happens, but I'm keen to see it anyway. It's a good excuse to have a night out of the pictures anyway, which is always good, and we'll have to see what happens with that one. So that's what I'm drinking at this point with you, because I'm enjoying doing this. I hope I'm not boring anybody, but probably can't even see the camera right now. Yeah, this little cliff jumper, I picked up a while ago from Classic Collectibles. I'm not even sure if I've done this now because the beer affects memory, but also I've tried to film this a few times now because, well, one reason or another it's kept going wrong. Probably due to alcohol, again, the affluence of alcohol. Cliff jumper, this keyring one, G1, really, really nice. Plastic is a bit thin and see-through, and I'm not sure if that's how they were in the original G1s, but I remember him being a bit more solid than this. But he is lovely, and I do love Cliff Jumper, and he's just fun. It's very easy to transform. I took him off the keyring because I don't want him on a keyring. Lovely little car, cute as you like, and this will go very well with Fort Max. I'm not sure if he's too big, but I don't think so. He should be okay. So yeah, that's one to pick up, definitely, if you like mini-bots or G1. You can't go wrong with this. So yeah, I'm hoping to do all sorts this year, and if you like this, then please subscribe, and if you'd like more of this, then tell me to drink some more, and if not, I'll save it for the next video. So take it easy, guys, and I shall see you soon. Happy New Year. Take care.